Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for the webinar. I am Anurati Chatty, a student of the current cohort at IIM Udaipur's MBA in Digital Enterprise Management. Before we start, I'd like to let you know that please post any queries that you have during the webinar and use the Q&A section and not the chat box. I would like to start by introducing our panel here today. I would like to introduce Professor Rajesh Agarwal, the chairperson for the One Year MBA programs at IIM Udaipur. Professor Dr. Y. Shekhar, the head for the Center of Digital Enterprise, and Ms. Sunanda Sovalka from the admissions office. We look forward to an engaging discussion today. I'd like to hand it over to Professor Rajesh Agarwal to take ahead the presentation.
Thank you very much, Anurati. Very good afternoon to all the attendees of the webinar today, and a very warm welcome. So let's get started with the core of what this program has to offer. Next slide, please. So the very first question that any candidate who is applying for an MBA program in any institute would want to know is, what is the standing of that institution? So if you're applying to IIM Udaipur, it's a very natural question in your mind as to what is the international ranking and credential or accreditation of IIM Udaipur. And I'm very glad to say that though IIM Udaipur is relatively a young institution, but we are hungry for quality and excellence. And that's why over the last 7 years consecutively, we have been ranked in the top 100 in the world by Financial Times in what they call is Masters in Management program. So in the Global Masters in Management program, we are ranked as the top 100 program in the world for 7 consecutive years, and we are the only IIM to have received to achieve this feat. Likewise, another very prestigious ranking is the QS World University ranking, and we are also present there for the past 7 consecutive years. And talking about our quality validation or accreditation, we are the youngest institution in the world to have received an accreditation from AACSB. And for those of you who may not be aware about AACSB, AACSB stands for Association to Advance Collegiate School of Business, which grants accreditation to business schools globally. And for your information, only 5% of the business schools in the world have been accredited by AACSB, and we are the one who is the youngest to get accredited by AACSB only in the 8th year of our existence. So that's a feat. Now, why I'm talking to you about the international ranking and accreditation is because it's very important to know that we put a lot of focus on high quality and excellence, right? So we have a bias for excellence, and these rankings and accreditation only reflect that excellence. Next slide, please. Now, talking about the MBA program in Digital Enterprise Management, those of you who successfully complete this program, if you were to join this program, will be given an MBA degree. Now, talking about the program, this is a 1-year but full-time on-campus residential program. I repeat, 1-year full-time residential program on campus. To be able to apply for this program, candidates have to have at least 36 months of full-time work experience after their graduation degree. And of course, to be able to apply, you have to have a valid GRE or a GMAT or a CAT score. Now, if it comes to GRE or GMAT score, we accept only those scores where you write your examination in a center and not home-based examinations, right? So this is about the program, entry criteria and some of the key information about the program. Let's go to the next slide. Now, You may be interested in the design of the program. Now, here is, we believe, is something very unique that we offer to the candidates who join in this program. While students come to an IIM for a management qualification for sure, but here we have created what we believe is one of the most unique programs in the country, if not in the world. Now, what is unique about this program is this: the MBA program in its content is an MBA program where you get your fundamentals in business management right. You understand about various functions of business such as marketing, finance, human resources, strategy, and the like. But then the context is digital. You would agree digital is perhaps the be all and end all these days and the years to come or decades to come. So, in that sense, we have tried to combine the two and come out of the program where we believe that students who study this program shall have an edge over the others because they understand the way businesses function in today's context. And that is what has driven us to design the program the way we have. So if you look at the pyramid here, at the very first, you see at the bottom business management fundamentals. So what it means is once the candidates join the program, in the first few months, you get to learn about business management fundamentals, right? But then moving forward, you get to study fundamentals of digital management. So what it means is whatever you have learned in your management fundamentals, you learn how do you apply these concepts in a digital organization. It's important to focus on the emerging concepts, emerging practices, emerging methods, and see how do you make the organization more relevant and more meaningful. Now, if you go forward and you see there technology and data, whenever we use the word digital, at the heart of the word digital is the data and technology. Now, what do we imply by that is how do we leverage the power of data and technology, right? In improving the business outcomes in an organization. Ultimately, we are talking about helping businesses, but leveraging the power of data and technology. We also appreciate and learn how technologies are involved in creating data, in managing data, in analyzing data, and ultimately with the objective of improving the business outcome. Going forward, then you might say, okay, all this is great, but then how do we apply these concepts in real life? And that is what we do in what I call digital in industry verticals. You would agree there are several kinds of industry vertical: healthcare, education, fintech, retail. Now you shall have the opportunity of understanding how these concepts that you have learned thus far in a particular industry vertical, right? So that makes it a very, very unique experience. And last of all, but the most important aspect of this is the program design, is that you also get to experience managing digital in almost like a real life setting. So how do you do that? So companies give us live industry project where they share a problem faced by the industry for which they are looking for a solution. And our students of this program in a group of 2 or 3 you know understand that problem, refine that problem, provide solutions, and then look at what could be the best solution for a given problem. In that sense, they are able to dirty their hands, get a first-hand experience of applying whatever they have learned in the program in solving the problems of business. So that is how the design of this program has been thought through. Next slide, please. Now, as you can see, this is a busy slide. On the left-hand side, you see in the orange box that these are the courses that you will get to study in the fundamentals of business management, which a typical management graduate to study, which is, statistics, finance, marketing, strategy, human resource behavior, and all the rest of it. And then in the blue box in the middle, you look at courses in digital management, such as design thinking, digital marketing, product management, digital transformation. These are the ones which will help you appreciate the digital world And a while ago, I was talking to you about the power of data and technology. So here you learn the courses on analytics, blockchain, cloud technology, artificial intelligence, Gen AI, and the whole lot. And on the right hand side, the box that you see are the application of digital in a given industry vertical, right? And of course, towards the end, you get to do experiencing digital management where you do projects on design thinking and capstone. Next slide, please. Now, the Institute believes that this field of digital is of central importance. And, given the importance of this field, the Institute has set up a separate independent center called Center for Digital Enterprise. And this is headed by a very experienced industry vertical, Dr. Shekhar, who is present with us. And request him to talk to you not only about what the center does, but how the center has helped the program design the curriculum and deliver the curriculum. So over to you, Dr. Shekhar, to walk through this.
Thank you, Professor Rajesh. I hope I'm audible, loud and clear, as they would say. A warm welcome to the participants in today's webinar, and it's a pleasure to be interacting with you and to speak to you about the role of the Center for Digital Enterprise in the context of this program called Digital Enterprise Management. You can just go on to the next slide. The center was conceptualized with different kinds of tasks to look at. Uh, I would rather put it in this manner that the center is largely tasked with looking into the future. What is that our students need to be learning? What is that the industry is seeking solutions in? And how do we marry these two together in terms of both skill and capability that can be delivered through an academic program? So that is where the center spends a lot of time. It's largely industry focused in that sense. It works with closely with the top people in the industry to look at the kinds of trends that are emerging, to see how these can be converted either into a lecture series or certain talks by the industry professionals, or into projects or research challenges that the institute can work in. Obviously, when we are speaking about such things, we are talking about current problems, current challenges that the organizations are facing, and how, by leveraging the power of technology and data, these can be solved. And this is where we translate some of these in the form of a full-fledged course that Professor Rajesh mentioned a little while ago, or in terms of a series of talks by the industry leaders, which we call as the Industry Captain's Corner, or in terms of a project that the students would be working on, which you will hear shortly from Anurati as a student working on projects that are given to her from the industry. But how do we go about doing this? That's the important aspect. If we move on to the next slide, you'll get a view about how the center is enabled into looking into the future by people who are actually there in the industry, looking at the problems that are there, and also speaking to their customers from the industry side to see what are the new challenges that their markets or their prospects are actually facing. You see a host you see a host of organizations and the leaders from these organizations, largely coming from consulting or from tech background. We also have people who've actually started or founded companies and have taken them to scale through the power of digital, and how that is enabling the curriculum to stay current, to stay relevant, and also provide that cutting edge skills and capabilities to the students who enroll into this particular program. Uh, Anurati, I hand it over to you, and I'll come back to you in a while.
I'd like to give you an overview of the placements for the previous cohort. We had a highest maximum potential earning potential of 32 LPA and an average of 19 LPA the last year. We can see, as you can see, we've had top companies recruiting for exciting roles in consulting, strategy, product management, and operations and project management as well. Companies like Accenture, Infosys, McKinsey Digital were one of the top recruiters, which shows the confidence the industry has on the technical and the business acumen of our cohort. We can. I'd like to go through my journey at the institute. I'm glad that I get this opportunity to convey my transformational journey here at IIM Udaipur. Pre-MBA, I was an automation engineer, developing software bots for various kinds of clients. At the DEM program, I've had the opportunity to interact with a diverse batch. The curriculum and other the teaching methods of this of the curriculum have vastly expanded my horizons of how I view tech in business. Apart from that, the workshops in emerging technologies and industry talks by top business leaders in emerging technology and business trends have only added to my learning journey here. If you look at it from the placement's perspective, the Center for the Career Development and Placement Office has been immensely helpful. They've been with resume and interview preparation sessions and also mentorship programs for the cohort. So I'd like to also speak to you about the live projects which Professor Agarwal and Dr. Shekhar have mentioned. So we have top companies like BCG, Codewave, Tata Digital, eBay, Deloitte, and Tech Mahindra who've partnered up with the DEM program to get in students for in groups of 2 and 3 to solve live business problems. So this gives us an opportunity to get our hands dirty and work on real life business problems where we're interacting with top professionals from the industry and understanding the current situation, current problems the industry has right now, and we're able to come up with solutions for that. If you look at the kind of projects we've been assigned this year, the projects widely followed in the current industry trends, with majority of the projects in the AI and strategy and analytics domain, with product development and automation also forming a significant part of the domain of the projects that have been assigned this year. I'd like to hand it over to Dr. Shekhar to speak more about the industry projects for the cohort this year.
Yeah, thank you, Anurati. I would actually step back a little to say to what Professor Rajesh was speaking about, the structure of the program. There are three parts to it as far as learning is concerned. The first part is what you see in terms of the curriculum, where Professor Rajesh mentioned the various kinds of subjects that you learn that stimulate you intellectually. The second part of the entire experience that you go through is self-development, which Anurati spoke about a little while ago in terms of how the self-transformation happens and how a student becomes a leader in the process of the entire learning that is there. The third element is to actually enable students develop their confidence in technology, whether they have it from prior experience or not. But through this program, they are able to look at business challenges and provide solutions to them, which the industry is actually working on. So the students who are working on these projects or people who are participating in the DEM program are actually looking at their own growth in three dimensions: intellectual, their own confidence and capabilities, and third is to start understanding that the challenges that are thrown at them, they have the ability to work with it. And that's where the life projects take a big shape in giving that experience to them. As you've noticed, bulk of it happens to be in the AI space. Today, every kind of organization is talking about the power of AI and how that can be leveraged. That's exactly what the students are actually working on. And the different aspects of AI, if I see it as a trend, when we started this program way back in 2020, I shouldn't be saying way back, it was only 5 years back when the program started, much of the projects were around data. But very quickly, once COVID hit, people started moving on. And last 2 years, we've been inundated with business problems that have to be solved with the knowledge of AI. Different kinds of AI, whether it is LLM on one side, or whether it is ML on the other side, whether it is in terms of Gen AI or it's agentic AI, which is what people are speaking about today, and how to develop those kind of capabilities and manage the business problems is where the students currently are working on. I'm sure Anurati herself is going through that particular process of working on projects that the industry has given to her. And she, along with her teammates, would be working on one such problem where they have to probably look at evaluating products or evaluating solutions to develop an ROI for the organization. So, how do you develop templates, or how do you look at enabling management to take a decision based on various parameters, be it on cloud or terrestrial, be it hybrid in nature, be it with AI, without AI, is it with security of different kinds? And how do you start looking at the kind of capabilities that are required to figure out at what point in time the organization really starts benefiting from the decision of having to implement an enterprise level solution? So all these are part of the learning that the student goes through, and this actually enables the business partners of ours, which are the organizations, to put into their stack certain solutions that they can showcase to their customers in future. So that's how the overall program is structured to enable what I would now call students become managers and leaders in the digital world. That's a quick summary of how we look at projects juxtaposed to the learning that you go through in the program. I now hand it over back to Professor Rajesh to take it forward.
Thank you, Dr. Shekhar. At the end of the presentation, this question comes back to you as to should you be considering this program, MBA program in digital enterprise management? And we believe that the way you think through, so here we are through four broad things to talk about. We believe that this program is a unique program, and what makes it unique is because we have tried to put the content of management with the context of digital together, and we believe nobody has done that, at least in our country, and even globally speaking, I think is kind of, we believe we offer a unique program. So that's what makes a program very unique. Goes with it the issue of, if you believe that digital is the future of the businesses, at least we believe so. So in that case, this program is a program that you should certainly consider. The next thing is that once you go through the program and successfully complete it, you get an MBA degree from the institute. This program is also very, very special in very many ways. One of which is that the design of the program and the delivery of the program is heavily industry oriented. What do I mean by industry oriented? A while ago, Dr. Shekhar talked about the Center of Digital Enterprise, which is members coming from very, very prestigious organization. So the center has helped us design a curriculum which we believe is industry ready, future ready, relevant, and which is very, very useful for the participants to grow through, because we are able to bring the real life to the classroom. This program makes you industry ready right from day one. Why? Because this program is taught, at least 50% of the courses are taught by industry experts, and that makes the program very, very practice oriented, real life oriented. And last but not the least, IIM Udaipur, as I said, is a young institution set up in 2011, but we are a young and hungry institution, hungry for excellence, hungry for quality, and our rankings and accreditation are great validations of that. So I would like to say this in summary. If digital resonates with you, if MBA degree is your idea going forward, then perhaps this is a program you should certainly be considering if you have the minimum eligibility criteria that I talked about. Next slide, please. So you know what, over the next few minutes, we should try and answer any questions that you may have, but I would urge you to take a screenshot of what is flashing on the screen now, so that should you have a question even later on, you can write to us or you can call us, and our admissions team will be very happy to assist you. And we urge you that any question that you have, you post it in the Q&A section so that we can answer them. And I would request Anurati to host the Q&A section. So over to you, Anurati.
Yes. I request the attendees to please take a screenshot of this slide so that you can reach out to the admissions team as per your convenience. I'll keep the screen on for a few minutes. In the meantime, there's been a question at the Q&A from Rebecca Sultana. She says, I'm Sultana from Bangladesh. I would like to know loan facilities for international students to pay the tuition fees, as it's a big amount.
Right, let me take that question. So first of all, thank you for joining this webinar and your interest in the program. As far as the loan arrangement is concerned, actually it's between you and the banker. Now, I'm not so familiar if Indian banks would be willing to extend a loan facility to a foreign national, but I'm not the best person to comment on this. We have some arrangements with some banks, details of which are available on our website. I encourage you to go through the website and contact those banks and check if they would be willing to extend a loan to you. Other option that you certainly have is to talk to the bankers in your home country and check if they would be willing to extend a loan to you, right? So wish you all the best in your loan arrangements, and then should you have any more query going forward, please do write to us and we will be happy to respond to you. Thank you.
The next question is from an anonymous attendee. He says that I am yet to give the GRE. Can I still register as of now without the scores?
Sananda, if you can take that.
Yeah. Hi. Yes, you can register. There is an option of test scheduled, or so you can write the details over there, and the score, by what date you will be submitting the score, that date also you have to specify. This option is there in the application form.
I can see some students have raised the hand. We don't have an ability to answer on the raise hand functionality. You have to continue to key in your question in the Q&A section. Yes, go ahead, Anurati.
The next question is about if there's any cutoff for the GMAT Focus Edition.
Right, so it's a good question. I'm glad that you asked this because many candidates do ask such a question. So I would like to say this, that if you don't have a valid score of either CAT, GMAT, or GRE, you certainly have to write the exam and then get your score to be able to apply. So that should be your next focus. If you have a score already, then my suggestion is that you go ahead and apply, because that's the best way forward. That if I have a score, you leave it to the admissions committee to judge, because when we judge applications, we look at variety of criteria and then judge whether a candidate is suitable or not. So if you have a valid score, go ahead and apply. If you don't have one, try and get one. Thank you.
We have a question from another attendee. The question says, I have 4 years of experience in product marketing management, managing NVIDIA products at authorized distributor. Does work experience have any major say in final selections?
You are on mute, Dr. Shekhar.
Yeah, let me take that question. Work experience does matter. It is quite important for you to be able to articulate your experience and how that connects back to your goals or the kind of purpose that you're working towards, and how this program you see, therefore, enabling you to further your career. That becomes very, very essential. It is not which organization in specific that you're working for, but the nature of work that you're doing and what meaning have you derived out of that.
Thank you, sir. The next question is from Prateek Kumar Sinha. He asks, what is the CAT percentile cutoff for the DEM program?
So, Pratik, I am not too sure if you were there a while ago. I answered the question already by saying that if you already have a CAT score, the best way forward is to go ahead and apply. If you don't have one, then you should be planning to have an exam so that you have the result. Because when we evaluate applications, we evaluate them in variety of criterion.
The next question is from Ankita Mishra. She asks, since Professor Shekhar emphasized on diversification, I want to know, I have an undergrad in BSc Biotech, yet I have 6 years of full-time experience into BFSI IT with tech giants. Should I be worried that I don't have a BTech degree?
Well, you don't have to be worried on account of a degree of a particular kind. This program, in that sense, is agnostic to your past profile. It is our challenge to make students proficient in the digital side, and that's what our promise and delivery are. What you should actually be concerned about, if at all you need to be concerned, is how did you switch over from a biotech industry into a fintech industry? And what have you learned there? And if you are able to answer that, I think most organizations would be interested in looking at your profile more critically and closely.
Thank you, sir. We have another question that asks, are the subjects taught through theory or through case studies?
So this is a very good question. A while ago, I talked about the strength of our program is we believe our program is industry ready. Our program is real life oriented. Our program brings the real life to the classroom. Now, how does one do that? One of the most popular methods of doing that is to use a case method of teaching and learning, whereby professors go to business organizations, write their situation, their problems, document it, bring to the classroom, the students solve them, and then present their solutions, and we discuss that in the classroom. That is what makes the learning enjoyable, fun, and also lasting in the minds of the participants. Now, some professors do that through a business simulation, right? So there could be a variety of ways in which you can make the learning close to real life, and different faculty members employ different methods, but case method of teaching and learning remains one of the dominant ways of teaching and learning.
May I add here, Professor Rajesh?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, as this program works closely with the industry, some of the subjects are also taught in the manner of a workshop. So while case studies are very good for certain kinds of learning, there are other forms of learning that are also implemented in this particular program. So workshop is one of them. We also have learnings through industry interactions. So industry people come and speak, and there in that interaction itself, there's a lot of learning and teaching that goes through. There are also events that we do which help you understand some of the newness that exists in the industry that students need to be aware of as part of their overall learning. So it's multiplicity of methods that are deployed here. And case study is one of the important methods of teaching.
Thank you, sir. We have another question from Rebuka Sultana. She says, I would like to know any loan facilities for tuition fees payment for the program from the university or banks from India without collateral for a Bangladeshi citizen.
So as I mentioned, I would find it hard to give a perfect answer or absolutely correct answer to this question, but I perhaps feel that an Indian bank may not be in a position to extend a loan to a foreign citizen. But that's my assumption. The best thing would be, as I said a while ago, that you visit our website. There are a couple of banks with whom we have a collaboration or a partnership. So you have their contact details. So you should write to them to check if they would be willing to extend a loan to you. But I think the more practical solution would be to perhaps reach out to a banker in your home country who would be, more willing to extend a loan to you because you're a citizen of that country, right? Thank you.
The next question is from Rishabh Kumar. He asks, do you encourage people coming on sabbatical and are they eligible for placements?
Right, let me answer this. So, when you apply for this program, we ask you one simple question. The question is that would you be interested in availing of the career support services of IIM Udaipur? Meaning, would you be interested in the placement services of IIM Udaipur? You have to simply say yes or no. If you say yes, you are interested, then we will extend that service to you. We are least interested whether you came on a sabbatical or not on a sabbatical, right? But if you clearly say that you are not interested in a career support or a placement support, then obviously we are not going to extend the career support or the placement support to you. So the short answer is this: people coming on sabbatical but choosing a career support option will get the placement support. People coming on sabbatical not choosing a career support option, saying that I'm not interested in career support, will not get a support. So the choice is pretty much yours. We don't have any predisposition either in favor or against it, right? So hope that answers your question.
The next question is regarding the applications deadlines for the cycle.
I think losing her.
What's the selection criteria for it?
Anurati, we lost you for the last question. Can you repeat the last question?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now. Yes.
The question is regarding the deadline for the cycle 1 admissions, and they would like to know the criteria in which and when the shortlist will be announced.
So can you answer that, Sunanda?
Yeah, the last day to apply for cycle 1 is October 20th. And the shortlisting announcement, it will be done within a span of 7 to 10 working days after the cycle closure date.
Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Great. So I don't see any more questions now. So it looks like that we have answered the questions you have had. And do we want to make anyone, Dr. Shekhar, you have any parting comments?
I'll probably take some words from you, Rajesh, that you spoke about. Once again, thank you for participating in today's webinar and asking questions of great interest to us. But more as an advice to all of you is ask yourself, what is that you want to do? This program is unique, has its merits, is relevant, is all fine. But is it of interest to you? Is it something that you would actually want career now, take a break, and do this program? Because it requires high degree of commitment. So if you're committed, if you feel this is what it is, then I think you should be worried about the criteria, the methods, and those kind of things. Then I would really urge all of you to apply and apply well before 20th. Don't wait for the last minute, so that you're not stopped by any technological glitches. We live in that world of digital, and last minute glitch can also therefore shape the future of one's career. So don't take those chances. Come in early, apply, and stay confident.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining this afternoon, and hope you take a decision which is in your best interest. And I would like to thank all the co-panelists for joining for this webinar today. All of you, have a good evening. Thank you, and bye for now.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining today. I hope you have a great day and see you soon on campus.